Namaste everyone. We have Dr. Srinagesh sir here with us. So may we begin the session, sir?
Yes, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. May I start?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you. Sri Gurupya Namaha. We are in the middle of the Roganikam vimanam. Yesterday, we had discussed about the classification of the Roga and later about what is the basis for the classification, why is it not against the previous classifications we discussed, and then about how it is going to link with each other, how Vyadhis are going to link and how doshas are linked together. So those things we are, especially rogas, how they are linked together, doshas, how are they going to link together, that we are going to speak today. Ninth Gadya we had completed, so we are continuing with the 10th one. In this 10th one, it is given Prayaha Sharira-doshanam ekadishthaniyānam sannipātah samsargo va samanagunatvat doshahi dushnaihi samanaha. Here Sharira-doshanam ekadishthaniyānam. So if the Sharirika doshas are in the one adhisthana and it can be samsarga or sannipata. So we have a doubt about Anubandha and Anubandhya, which is dominant, which is recessive, or which is the one who is dependent on other doshas, dominant dosha. Those things are explained here. So here, Sharira doshas, which are in one sthana only, in there, if it is making the multiple, we identify it as samsarga or sannipata. So because of the samana gunatvam, dosha hi dushanai samana. So how they can get added up? That is because of the dushana samana doshas. That means the one which is inflicting or vitiating the dosha. Those reasons we are talking about. Those doshas, dushana, one who does the if when they are similar to the dosha, so they go on adding up the multiple doshas and become samsarga or sannipata. Like we have a general understanding that if Vata Kopa has happened. So some people has that opinion that if Kapha Vritti is made, then Vata Shamana will happen. Because Vata and Kapha have got opposite qualities. It is not always true for the reason that if Vata Vritti is there, and to counter that, we must give Vata Shamaka only, not Kapha Vardhaka. If Kapha Vardhaka is given, then the chances that Kapha also gets Vritti, and with the Vritta Vata dosha, it can get Samsarga and it can become a Samsarga dosha. So that is why Vata and Kapha, though they are having the opposite qualities, but they have a different and independent existence. And we should always keep that in mind that Vata Kopa need not be always made Shamana by the Kapha Vritti. So Vata Shamaka should be the target. So and also there is one common point between the Shi Tattva is common between Vata and Kapha. So not always, not exactly they are opposite to each other. So that samsarga and sannipata, that part is explained here. Because of the dushana, when they are similar, obviously the samana gunatva make the vritti of the dosha. Commentary. Sharira dosha anubandhamaha. Sharire ityadi. Ekadisthaniyanam iti anena eka shariradišthana pratyasatya cha samsarga doshanam bhavanti iti darshyati. So when it is nikatavarti, pratyasati means when it is very nearer. That means adhisthana, when they are for the dosha, when they are nearer, so samsarga of the doshas may happen. So that's what they are speaking. The darshyati, that means it is showing that when the doshas are nearer, so in the same adhisthana, so there is a chances of samsarga. Samana gunatvaditi hetum vivranoti. Dosha hi ityadi. So samana gunatwadi hetum, that vipranoti means it is going to make vivarana here. Dosha hi ityadi. Dushanaihi iti hetubihi. Dushanaihi, the word is used in the Gadya. That means the hetubihi, that means by the reasons. Prayohi shariranam vatadinam samana eva heturbhavati yatha hi amlam lavanam patucha pittakaram tatra amlam sa kapam pittam karoti. What they spoke just before, the samana guna, what they said is about. So some dravyas when they are taken, So those qualities need not be exclusive for the dosha, Vritti. It can have the association with other doshas also. That example, for example, he amlam, lavanam, katocha, pittakaram. Amla, lavana, katu are the pittakara. Tatra amlam sa kapham pittam karoti. So when the amla is there, if katu is there, it's a different one. Okay, but when amla is there, when amla is increasing the pitta, amla will be increasing kapha also. Sa kapham pittam karoti. Along with the kapha, pitta karati it is. So this is a unique point explained in the Chakrapani commentary. So how, because we have learned that which rasa is increasing which dosha. We have learned that. But it is not exclusive. It can be inclusive of other doshas also. Example is when Amla rasa is taken, Pitta Vardhaka it is known, but Amla rasa is taken, Sa Kapha Pitta Vardhana happens. Lavanam cha Sa Pittam Kapam Karoti. Along with the Pitta, Kapha Vruddhi will happen. Katu to Sa Vatam Pittam Karoti. When Katu rasa is taken, along with the Vata Pitta, it is increasing. Tatha Vasantaha, now coming to, till now they spoke about the rasa. Now they are speaking about the Rutu. Tatha Vasantaha Shleshmakarako api Adhanatvena Vatapittecha Karoti. In Vasanta Rutu, of course, we know that it is a Shleshma Vardhaka, that is Kapha Kopa Rutu, it is. Along with that, Shleshmakarako api Adhanatvena Vatapittecha Karoti. So because of it is Adhana Kala, so Vata and Pitta also it is increasing. Tatha Varshaswapi Pittam Chiyamanam Sharadi Prakupya Kaphanugatam Eva Kupyati. So in Varsha Rutu, Pitta Chaya happens, and in Sharad Rutu, Pitta Kopa happens, but it is along with the Kapha, it is getting the Kopa. Tatha Grishmo Vatachayam Rukshatvena Kurvan Ushnattvena Manak Pitta Chayam Api Karoti iti Anusaraniya. So in Grishma Rutu, Vata Chaya happens. We know that Vata Chaya happens in Grishma Rutu, and Varsha Rutu, it is the Vata Kopa happens. Grishmo Vata Chayam Rukshatvena Kurvan, because of the Rukshatva when it is increasing the Vata Chaya when it is making, Ushnatvena Manak means Alpa, Manak means little, Ushnatvena little Pitta Chayam api. So a bit of Pitta Chaya also because of the Ushnatva in the Grishma Rutu. Pitta Chayam api karoti iti anusaraniyam. So we have to understand in this way that it is in the Grishma Rutu, Vata Sanchaya, because of the Rukshatva, but it is Ushnana. So because of the Ushnatva, there is a little bit of Pitta also, which is increasing. So because of that, what happens, not only one dosha, there can be aggravation of another dosha also. May not be aggravation, sorry, but it can be little increased dosha, increased other dosha also. When it is the main dosha, when it is increasing, and associated one more dosha is increasing, which is not as increased as the previous one. So in the same adhisthana, if it is happening, this is, we call it as a samsarga. But it can be dependent also, that they are speaking in the next gadya, that is 11th gadya. Tatra anubandhya anubandha kruto visheshana. Now anubandha dosha and anubandhya dosha are spoken. So the context of anubandha and anubandhya dosha, which one is anubandha, which one is anubandha, that one. What is the difference between them? Swatantro vyaktalingo yatokta samuddhana prashamo bhavati anubandhyaha tad viparita lakshanastu anubandhaha. The dosha which is swatantra, independent, vyaktalinga, exhibits its own lakshana. Yatokta samuddhana prashamaha. Yatokta samuddhana means yatokta nidana, that means whatever was the nidana, along based on that only it has increased, and prashama also, the prashamana of the dosha, based on what it is said as against to it. So basically, because of that only the prashama when it happens, we call it as anubandhya doshas. That viparita lakshanastu anubandha. So the opposite qualities when it has got, so we call it as a anubandha dosha. Anubandhya lakshana samanvitaha tatra iti dosha bhavanti tatrikam sannipatam achakshate dvayam va samsargam. Anubandhya lakshana samanvitaha. Anubandhya lakshana samanvita. That means now anubandhya is the one which is the main one. Anubandha is the one which is associated to anubandha dosha. So just now we spoke in that commentary above that in Vasanta Rutu Shleshmakarako api Adhanatvena Vatapittecha Karoti it is said. That means in and also Easier one is the Grishma Rutu, Vata Chaya happens, but because of Ushnatva, the Pitta Chaya also happens across it. So here, Pradhanatvena Vata Chaya, Anubandhatvena Pitta Sanchaya. That means Pradhana dosha will be the Vata. But because of the Ushnatva in the Grishma Rutu, there is a little bit increase in the Pitta that is like associated. So that they are speaking. So Anubandhya Lakshana Samanvitaha Tatra Yadi Dosha Bhavanti Tatrikam Sannipatakam Achakshate Dvayam Va Samsarga. Anubandhya Lakshana Samanvitaha it will be. That means it will be associated with Anubandhya Lakshana if any dosha are existing. So it can be 3 dosha combination or it can be 2 dosha combination. So we call it as Sannipata or the Samsarga. Anubandhya Anubandha Vishesha Kritastu Bahuvido Dosha Veda. So based on the Anubandha and Anubandhya, there can be multiple dosha Vedas. Evamesha Samna Prakrito Vishajam Dosheshu Vyadeshu Cha Nana Prakriti Vishesha Vyodha. Nana Prakriti means here the Roga Prakriti or Dosha Prakriti. So like that Samna Prakrito Vishajam. So Vishak has made the name nomenclature of all these diseases or the status of the dosha differently for different types of combination of the samsarga or sannipata doshas, which is Anubandha and Anubandhya dosha. Based on that, the multiple nomenclature of the disease has been made. We are going to the commentary of the 11th Padya. Yenameva doshanubandham anubandhyanubandha vedena darshayitum anubandhya anubandha lakshanameva aha. So in the dosha sambandha, anubandha to explain the anubandha and anubandha in between the dosha sambandha, to show that anubandha and anubandhya lakshanas are explained here. Tatra ityadi anubandhyasya anubandhasya cha vishesho anubandhya anubandha visheshaha swatantra ityadi grantha lakshaniyaha. That means here what they have said, swatantra or the independent, being independent is the basic difference between the anubandha and anubandhya. So anubandhya is always swatantra. Anubandha is not the swatantra, it is paratantra, always paratantra on the anubandhya. Hope I am clear. Swatantra iti asyeva vivaranam vyaktalinga ityadi. So Swatantra doshas, that means what the key point being the anubandhya is the Swatantra. That lakshana they are vivaranam, they are going to explain. Vyaktalinga ityadi. Yathokta samuttana prashama iti swahetu samuttitaha swachikitsa eva prashamaniyaha. So Yathokta samuttana prashama means by its own hetu it is getting the it has its own hetu and it has its own independent chikitsa. It is getting prashamana by kimva. However, swatantra ityanena bhi swavikara karne pradhanyam uchyate. Swavikara karne pradhanyam uchyate. That means when the dosha is swatantra, it independently it can cause a disease. Swatantro hi doshaha prakopakale vikaram karoti. In Prakopakala, this is very important to understand. Swatantra doshas, how to identify. In its Prakopakala, it is going to increase. That means we know that in the Pratha, Madhyana and evening time, or Ratri, it is Adi, Madhya and Antya, or Bhojana, it is Bhukta, it was Adi, Madhya and Antya. We know that Vayoho, Ratra, Bhuktana, Antya, Madhya, Akramati, like that. So in its own time, it is going to increase. That is a Swatantra dosha. Aswatantrastu. What is how aswatantra dosha behaves? Aswatantrastu. Swatantra prakopakala eva vikaram pradhana dosha iritah sankaroti. That means when the swatantra dosha prakopakala is there, no, at that time, because of the prerana by the swatantra dosha, aswatantra dosha will get cope. I mean, in vata dosha, if it is pradhana dosha or swatantra or anubandhya dosha, so in Vata Kala, Vata Kopa happens, this is the indication of the Swatantra dosha. But because of the prerana or the inspiration or the provocation by the Vata, which is a Pradhana dosha, if Pitta Kopa happens during Vata Kala, Pitta Kopa happens during Vata Kala because of the prerana by the Vata, we identify it as a Aswatantra dosha. Tat viparita lakshana iti anena avyaktalingo aswahetu prakopitaha परचिकित्सा प्रशमनीय च अनुबन्ध इति लभ्यते. तद् विपरीतलक्षणस्तु अनुबन्धः इट इस् गिवन्. फर्दर् द एक्स्प्रेशन् इस् गिवन्. तद् विपरीतलक्षण इति अनेन अव्यक्तलिङ्गो its own lakshana it doesn't exhibit. Aswahetu prakrita, it doesn't get prakopa by its own hetu. Moreover, parachikitsa prashamaniya cha anubandhit. Parachikitsa prashamana. So if it is vata is made shamana, then associated pitta will also get shamana. That means this is the anubandha dosha lakshana. Anubandho hi alpa balatvena na lingam vyaktam karoti, because anubandha dosha is not having that much of bala, so it doesn't exhibit its own lakshana. Tata parahetuna kinchit anugunena kritaha parachikitsa eva kinchit anugunaya shamyati. So because of the paraguna, that means because of when it is dependable on the pradhana dosha, because of that dosha provocation only, it is exhibiting its lakshana and it is getting shamana because of the shamana of that dosha. So this is the features of the anubandhya doshas. Yatha sharadi shleshma pitta hetuna jaladi amla pakyena janyate. Sacha pitta chikitsa eva tikta sarpiradikaya kaphe api anugunaya shamyati. In Sharad Rutu we know that it is a pitta kopakana. Sharadi shleshma pitta hetuna jaladi amla vipakyena janyate. So jala adis are there because of amla vipaka, it is pitta is getting sanchaya, and because of the jala is present, so shleshma also is getting little increased, and it is dependent on the pitta because it is a sharad rutu and pitta is a pradhana swatantra dosha. Such a pitta chikitsa eva tikta sarpiradika adikaya kaphe api anugunaya shamyati. When tikta sarpis are given during the sharad rutu along with the pitta shamana, anuguna kapadosha will also get shamana because it is a dependent one. Dvayam va anubandhya lakshanam praptam samsargam achakshate iti yojanam. This is an important point. If you have a textbook, you make an underline. Dvayam va anubandhya lakshanam praptam samsargam achakshata iti yojanam. When do we call it as a samsarga? Till now we spoke about anubandha and anubandhya. Here it is a pradhana or pradhanatva is there. But samsarga is the one, it is when two doshas are having the anubandhya lakshanas. When two doshas have anubandhya lakshanas, we identify it as a samsarga. Like that, the Chakrapani is saying, anubandhya shabdascha ayam vyaktalingata di dharma yukte doshe vartate. So the same thing, anubandhya word means it is about the swatantra vyaktalinga dharma. Dharma means quality. Dosha in the dosha it is existing. Such qualities existing. Tena apradhana anugamaniye sannipate anubandha bhave api anubandha iti vyapadesho bhavatyeva anubandha rupa samsarga visheshena kritam. Though sometimes in sannipata anubandha is not there, but still it is identified as anubandhya. So like that he is telling one difference between samsarga and sannipata is about the swatantra two doshas are showing the anubandhya lakshanas. But here anubandha lakshanas are, even if it is not seen in samsarga, it is identified as anubandha lakshanas. Sabna prakruta iti anubandhya anubandha sannipata samsarga jwarati saradi sabna krata ityartha. Sabna prakruta, the word is sabna prakruta means in this context the name nomenclature of those situations like samsarga dosha or what the dushanas are involved. Based on that, the nomenclature is given. Any specific situation or the combination of the dosha, it is identified and named as a specific disease, like it is tisara adirupa, jwara adirupa. So such type of names are given. That is called the samna prakriti. Nana prakriti vishesha vyuha iti yatokta नाना कारण विशेष कृतो ज्वराति सारादि रूपो व्याधीना दोषानां च समूह इत्यत्र. When it is a dosha samuha, based on that only jwara and atisara adi rupa it is identified. So based on this nana prakriti vishesha vyuha means it is a lot of so many complex combinations. So such type of combinations are named after one disease. Bishajam iti padena cha vaidyanam eva iyam samaya siddha anubandhyadi samneti darsheti. Samaya siddha means it is Samaya has got two meanings. Samaya means one meaning is the time factor, as everyone knows. So Samaya Siddha Anubandhyadi Samneti Darsheti means based on the time it was named after. That means whenever it was a situation to name any particular disease, so it was named after. This is one meaning. Samaya means. Samaya has another meaning also. Samaya means it is Bahujana Prato Niyam. That means when the many people join together and create some the rule, that is also called as niyama. That is in Vimanasthana only it is explained. There are three types of samaya. That is Ayurvedic samaya, Moksha Shastrika samaya, and Yagnika samaya. There are three types of samaya. Samaya means here niyama actually. So niyama siddha, if we take it, samaya means niyama. So niyama siddha anubandhyadi samneti darsheti. So there is a rule for the specific nomenclature. So all diseases are named based on certain rule for the nomenclature only. Like based on the pradhana dosha or the main the dosha, default doshas it is named after. Like rakta pitta, vata vyadi, vata rakta. So like that also it is named after. And some diseases are named after the pradhan lakshana, jwara, like jwara iti jwara, like that. Some diseases are named after how the shape they give about, how the appearance is. For example, gulma. So like that, the nomenclature is made. Nomenclature has got a niyama. So samaya siddha api anubandhyadi samneti darsheti means samaya. If you take the niyama, then there is a niyama for a nomenclature of the disease. Or else if you take it as a time, samaya means time. If you take it, samaya siddha means here based on the time factor. That means where and when it was necessary in the due course of their practice, where and when such combinations they saw, accordingly they went on naming them. This meaning also we can take it. It is all fine. So next is the 12th Gadya.
Sir, means both samsarga and both are same only, sir, Sannipata?
Here actually they are telling samsarga actually no, both are not same. How it can be? Samsarga can be only two doshas. Sannipata is a combination of three.
Three dosha.
So here what samsarga they said, it is when they have anubandhya lakshanas. If two doshas are having the anubandhya lakshanas, then we identify it as a samsarga. Like that it is declared here. Dvayam va anubandhya lakshanam praptam samsargam achakshata. We know that anubandhya doshas are there. Anubandha dosha is there. Okay, we understand it as anubandhya. But if two doshas are exhibiting the anubandhya lakshanas only, that means both are independently with swahetu only they are getting prakopa, swalakshana only they are exhibiting by swa upashamana, that means their own upashamana they are getting shamana. Then if both are exhibiting anubandhya lakshanas, we identify it as a samsara. Like that it is said. And also here one more. Someone has raised a question.
Whether Anubandha and Anubandha treatment, you said that if we treat the Anubandha, then the Anubandha dosha will get subside itself. It is like same as that of Upadrava, or is it different, sir?
No, Upadrava is actually a separate vyadhi. In fact, Upadrava is identified as a, I'll tell you. In 21st chapter of Chikitsasthana, that is in Visarpa Chikitsa. Upadravasthalu. Rogottara kalaju, rogashrayo, roga eva stulo anulva, rogat paschat jayata ityupadrava samya. That means, Upadrava means what? Roga uttara kalajaha, one thing. That means after the roga, it is coming up. Rogashrayo, roga eva, stulo anulva. Rogashraya it will be, depending on the roga. Stulo anurva. It is either stula or anu. That means it is a major disease or a minor disease. It may be roga paschat jayata. That means after complete resolution of the roga, if it is appearing. Here upadrava means it is a roga only. We are not speaking about the dosha here. So here what we spoke about anubandha anubandhya is we are talking about the doshas. Dosha means Vata Pitta Kapha we are talking about. Here Upadrava is a Roga which is coming up. Though it is a Upadrava means it is also because of the doshas only. Upadrava means this is also Pradhana Prashame Prashamo Bhavati. You have asked it very rightly. So Pradhana Prashame Prashamo Bhavati means when the Pradhana Rogas are made Shamana, Anubandha, sorry, this Upadrava will also get Shamana because of that. So it is true. But here, Anubandha, Anubandhya, we are speaking about the dosha in one disease. So in one disease, imagine if it is Vata and Kapha dosha, both are involved. So if Vata, Kapha dosha, in that, Swatantra Lakshanas are exhibited by the Vata. In the Vata Kala, Vata Kopa is happening. But in Vata Kala only Kapha Lakshanas are seen. That means Kapha dosha is Anubandha. Vata dosha is Anubandhya. So we are speaking about in one disease, two doshas we are speaking about, that is Anubandha, Anubandhya. Whereas Upadrava is about the two situations. I mean, in a Roga, after the Roga, there is another Stula or Anuroga which is coming. So hope you understood the difference. That is, Upadrava is spoken about the Rogas, whereas this Anubandha, Anubandhya, we are speaking about the doshas.
Okay, sir.
Hope.
Thank you.
So next one is the 12th Gatya. Agnishutu Sharireshu Chaturvido Vishesho Balabhedena Bhavati. One more question has raised, okay?
Sir, sorry. That in Sannipata, Anubandha will be there, or there also 3 Anubandhya only can we will be seeing? So.
Yes, it is very right. I had the same query here. See, in the commentary, Tena Apradhana Anugamaniye. Anugamaniye means it is to follow. It is like that means to follow. So, Tena Apradhana Anugamaniye Sannipate Anubandha Bhave Api Anubandha iti Vyapateshu Bhavati Eva Anubandhya Anubandha Rupa Samsarga Visheshena Kuta. Here also Anubandha is absent actually. In Sannipata also, Sannipata Rogas, it is all the three will be having the Anubandha Lakshanas, but it is named as, it is called as Anubandha Vyadhi, Anubandha Doshas. But it is the absence of Anubandha. All three are Anubandhyas only. So if 2 are showing the Anubandhya Lakshanas, we identify it as Samsarga. If 3 are Anubandhya Lakshanas, we identify it as Sannipata. Like that it is. So though it is absent, Anubandha is absent in that, still Anubandha like that it is generally termed as. But there is an absence of Anubandha this. So 1 dosha, Anubandhya, 2 doshas, there can be Anubandha and Anubandhya. If 2 doshas are Anubandhya, we call it as Samsarga. If 3 doshas are Anubandhya, we call it as Sannipata. If 1 dosha is Anubandhya and 2 doshas can be Anubandha, like that also combination may happen. But if it is in the same location, the tendency of becoming the Sannipata, identify it as Sannipata generally. But Anubandhya Lakshanas, if they have it, we identify it as a Sannipata, to be precise. Like that, the Chakrapani is making clarity regarding that. I hope this is clear.
Thank you, sir.
So we'll move on to the 12th. Agnishu to Sharireshu Chaturvido Vishesho Balabhedena Bhavati. So in the Sharira, Chaturvida Agni Bhavati Balabhedena. Based on the strength of the Agni, it is classified into 4. So we have, like Panchama Bhutas, we have learnt previously. In that we have Akasha. Anyhow, Akasha is by default everywhere it is present. Vayu can be spoiled, of course. Vayu Dushita Vayus are available. Jala can be spoiled, and also Prithvi can be spoiled or polluted. Vayu can be polluted, Jala can be polluted, but Agni, you cannot pollute it. So if you put something dirt or something, it will burn out. So what is the status of Agni? Either it can be Manda, it can be small Agni, it can be Tikshna Agni, it can be a big fire also. Outside fire I'm talking about, not post Agni. Outside fire it can be small Agni, or it can be big Agni, or it can be fluctuating like Vishama Agni, or it can be moderate like Samad. So either it can fluctuate, it can increase, it can decrease, but you cannot pollute it. So we should identify in the same way that inside the Koshtagni also, it will be in the same way it is identified based on the Bala for the reason. So Agni we cannot make if we call it as Agni, Dushti means it is explained how the Dushti it is. It is not like we are polluting the jala, polluting the water. So Agni cannot be polluted in that way. So either it can be extinguished or it can be manda, it can be tikshna, like that only. This is the purity of Agni. So that's why importance is given here. Balabhedena bhavati. If it is balavan, we identify it as a tikshna. So like that. Tadyata tikshno mandaha samo vishamascheti. So four bheda based on the bala. Tatta tikshno agni sarvapachara saha. So all apachara sahatva is there in the tikshna agni. Tad viparita lakshanastu manda. Sarva apachara asaha or asarvapachara saha is the manda. Samastu खलु अपचारतो विकृतिमापद्यते अनपचारस्तस्तु प्रकृतावतिष्ठते. So if you do the apachara, it makes the it gets the vikriti, or else when there is no apachara, it will be in the prakritavastha. Sama lakshana viparita lakshanastu vishama iti. Sama lakshana viparita lakshana. Sama lakshanas it will be, and viparita lakshanas, that means asama lakshanas it will be. That we call it as a vishama agni. That explanation comes there in later. एते चतुर्विधा भवन्ति अग्नयः चतुर्विधानाम् एव पुरुषः. So chaturvidha agni will be there in the such type of classification, like 4. Chaturvidha bhavanti agnayah chaturvidhanam eva purushah. Chaturvidhanam eva purushah, we'll see that how it is. Tatra samavata pitta shleshmana prakrtisthanam sama bhavanti agnayah. So sama prakriti vata pitta shleshma, when the person is sama bhavanti agni, agni becomes the sama. Vatalanam tu vatabhibhute agnadisthane vishama bhavanti agni. In vatala purusha, in agnadisthana, when vatabhibhuta means when the vata encroaches into that agnadisthana, agni becomes vishama. Pittalanam tu pittabhibhutehi agnadisthane tikshna bhavanti agni. When pitta gets into the agnadisthana, so agni becomes tikshna. Shleshmalanam tu shleshma vibhute agnadisthane manda bhavanti agni. So manda agni, when manda agni occurs, when shleshma covers into or encroaches into agnadisthana and covers everywhere, the agni becomes manda. So we go to the commentary. Dosha Beda Vikara Bhedam Abhidhaya Sharira Stitehe Pradhana Karanasya Agner Bhedamah. So initially Dosha Beda they spoke. And then Vikara Bheda they said. So after making Abhidhana of them, Sharira Stitehe Pradhana Karanasya Agner Bhedamah. Sharira Stita Agni Pradhana Karanataya. So that is because it is the main reason for the existence, or whatever you may call it as. That Veda they are going to explain. Agnishu ityadi. Sharireshu iti. Samanya vachanena sarva sharira gatan agnin grahit. Sharireshu, it is mentioned in the beginning of the Gadya. Agnishu tu sharireshu. That shows sarva sharira gatan agnin. That means all over the body, whatever agni is present, that will be grahiti, means such word will make the grahana of such type of perception that the agni present all over the body is taken into consideration. That means when they are speaking in the beginning, agnishu tu sharireshu, when they spoke, at that time it is spoken about the whole sharira, like it was vivaraneto jatragner eva tikshno agni sarvapachara saha ityadina yat chatra vidyamuktam. That means when they started explaining about the vivarana of explanation, they focused on the jatragni only. So Tikshna-agni, Mantagni, Vishamagni, Samagni, all those are the jatragni status they are speaking. So Sharireshu, when they said, it is about our whole body. So let's see how he takes it up. Tad jataragni tikshnatadi mulakam eva tvagagnyadi tikshnatvadikam iti jnapayati. So based on the status of the jataragni only, because of that mula only, mula means agni, jataragni is the mula, keeping that into consideration, tvag agni adi tikshnatwadi. Tikshnatwadikam iti jnapayati. So based on the Koshtagni status only, the other Agnis in the body are decided. Vachanam hi tanmulastehi tad vriddikshaya iti. So vriddikshaya of the Koshtagni will lead to vriddikshaya of the other Agnis in the body. So in Ashtanga Hridayam, if you remember, it is mentioned in 11th chapter of Ashtanga Hridayam Sutrasthana that the Agni, that Amsha of the Koshtagni only. So which is in its own place the Agni is present. The Amsha of Koshtagni only it is present in the Dhatu. Amsha Dhatushu Samshita, it is mentioned. That Tesham Sadati Diptibhyam Dhatu Vrittikshaya Bhava, it is mentioned. That means Koshtagni is here. Amsha of this Agni only is present in the Dhatus. That means there the Dhatu Agni what we speak about, that is indifferent from the Koshtagni. So this Agni only. For example, if one any vessel is taken, for example, if it is heated at one place and we are holding the other side of the vessel or the stick, metal piece, if we take it. So one end of the metal piece is heated. So slowly the other end where we are holding, that also become hot. So the Agni is placed only on one end, but it gets heated up on the other end also. That means we are not giving a heat at the other end where we are holding separately. Agni is given at the only one source, and the Amsha of that only is exhibited on the other end. So if this is getting increased, the source Agni is getting increased, so slowly it will become red hot, and at the point where I am holding, that also may become red hot. So the source of that is the same Agni only. Like that, Koshtagni, what it is present, the Amsha of that only is present in the different areas in the in Dhatu. So Tesham Sadati Diptibhyam Dhatu Vriddikshaya Bhava, it is mentioned. Dhatu Vriddikshaya we can speak later. But so Vriddikshaya of the Koshtagni will decide Vriddikshaya of the Dhatu. So if you want to increase any Dhatu Agni, it is actually the Moola is the Koshtagni only. So we have to improve and stabilize the Koshtagni so that the Dhatu Agni will also increase. So like that it is understood. Tanmulastehi tad vriddikshayatmaka. Iti. That is explained in Chikitsasthana, that is in Grahani Chikitsa. Yadyapi samo agnihi shastatvena agre abhidhatum yujyate tata api samatascha तीक्ष्णस्यैव प्राधान्योपदर्शनार्थम् इह अग्रे अभिधानं समस्य हि प्राधान्यं निर्विकारत्वेन सुस्थितं तीक्ष्णस्य तु सर्वापचारसहत्वेन प्राधान्यम्. No, that way, यद्यपि samo agni shastatvam. So compared to these four types of agni, samagni is the one which is most preferred. So it should have been said first no. That means in that order, Tikshno Manda Samo Vishamascheti, it is mentioned. So Samagni should be the Pradhana that way because it is Shastam. Shastam means this is one with what is preferred. Though it is preferred, what he is telling is Tatapi Samatashcha Tikshnasyeva Pradhanyopadarshanaartham Iha Agre Abhidhanam. Compared to Sama, Tikshna Agni is here in this context, this is Pradhana compared to Samagni. Why? Samasya hi pradhanyam nirvikarattvena eva sustitam. So samagni is because of the nirvikaratva, it is a sustitam, that is, it is normal, it is well placed. But tikšnasya tu sarvapachara sahatvena pradhanam. Tikshnagni is because it can tolerate all types of apachara, that's why it is given pradhanata here. That's why Tikshnagni has been mentioned first. Why did he mention Manda second is not discussed. Okay. तद विपरीत लक्षण इति स्वल्प अपचारम अपि यो न सहते समन्त इत्यर्थः. तद विपरीत means स्वल्प अपचार also it cannot tolerate, so that is called as mandagni. समलक्षण विपरीत लक्षण इति. Now they are speaking about the विषम. कदाचित विषमो अपचारादपि न विक्रियते, कदाचित विक्रियते. So when apachara is made, sometimes it gets vikara, it leads to vikara. Sometimes it doesn't get vikara. So because of when apachara is made, sometimes it gets vikara, sometimes it doesn't get vikara. This is the lakshana of the Vishamagni. So that's what it is. What is Vishamagni is Ups and downs are okay, understandable, but how to recognize it? It is that apachara when it is made. Sometimes we have seen the patient that I'm taking the same food, but sometimes I get disturbed. The same food I have been taking continuously. I was all well, so suddenly I got this problem. I mean, I am unable to digest the regular food only. That means earlier it was samagni, now it is vishavagni. So, I mean, sometimes it is samagni, sometimes it is vishama. Vishama means actually samatva chuta vikaritas. So, when it is away from the samatva, we identify it as a vishamagni. So, that way, if the fluctuation is the samatva if we take it as a midpoint, I mean midway. So, sometimes it is tikshna, sometimes it is manda, sometimes it is sama. Like that, it is fluctuating, no? Because of the quality of the vayu. So, we identify it as a vishamagni. How to identify? It is explained here in Chakrapani. Kadachit vishamo apacharadapi na vikriyate, kadachit vikriyate. So sometimes it is by the apachara. Even though if you do apachara, it doesn't do vikara. Sometimes it does the vikara. Like that. Samavata pitta shleshmanam ityukte api prakritisthanam iti padam. Vruddhanam samavata pitta shleshmanam pratishedhartham. Now you have seen in this gadya. It is mentioned as Samavata Pitta Shleshmanam, Praktisthanam. Such words are used. Why such words are used? Samavata Pitta Kapha can be in Vruddhavastha also. I mean, Vata is also Vruddha, Pitta is also Vruddha, Kapha is also Vruddha. All are Vruddha. There, being Vruddha, all the three can be Sama, equal to each other. That way. So, to Nishedhartha, to avoid that such understanding, Samagni doesn't mean that all are Vruddha and equal. It is about the Prakritistha all are equal. It should. So then only we call it as a Samagni. Samavata Pitta Shleshmanam ityukte api Prakritisthanam iti padam Vruddhanam Samavata Pitta Shleshmanam pratishedhartha. To avoid Vruddha Vata Pitta Kapha, Sama Vata Pitta Kapha, to avoid that Prakritisthanam word he has to add. He had to add. Prakriti Shabdasya Karanadyఅనేకార్థ విదాసార్థం సమవాత పిత్త శ్లేష్మాణం iti kritam. Now, Prakriti Sthanam we could have said, but why he should say again that it is Vata Pitta Kapha? Because Prakriti has got multiple meanings also. No? So for that reason, Prakriti Sthanam, Vata Pitta Kapha word also he has to add. So they are mutually cooperative to bring a specific meaning. Vatabhibhute agnadishthane iti vachaneina vatalanam api yadeva agnadishthanopaghato vatena kriyate tadeva vaishamyam bhavati. So vatalanam api, vatala purusha also if it is, when that vayu makes the upagata of agnadishthana, then only it becomes vishama. Like that we have to understand. That means it is not the default that in vatala purusha it is Vishamagni only by default. It is not so. So if Vayu makes encroaches into Agnadhisthana, then only it is Vishamagni. So why this is important? Because again I will go back to Ashtanga in first chapter where it is explained. After explaining about Vayu Pittam Kapashchiti Trayo Dosha Samasita, after explaining that what is said, there is an explanation of Agni, there is an explanation of Koshta, there is an explanation of Prakriti. Tair Bhaved Vishamastikshno, like that it is said. Then it is about the Koshta. Koshta Kruro Mudur Matyu Madhya Sat Taihi Samayarapi said. Then Shukrartavas Taihi Janmada Vishane. So all three are separately explained. Why should he explain it separately? So if Prakriti is deciding Agni also, Koshta also, then all those things should be brought under Prakriti only. No? I mean, if Vatala Purusha must have Vishamagni only, must have Krura Koshta only. If it is so, then this Krura Koshta and Vishamagni should have been brought under Vata Prakriti only as their symptom. But it is not so. So Agni is an independent component, Koshta is an independent component, Prakriti is an independent. So Prakriti is Shukrartavas Taihi Janmado. So in the Dosha Pradhanyata in Shukra and Artava, Shukra and Shonita, so that is deciding the Prakriti. Fine. Agni is also perhaps decided at that time. Later, what happens during the Masanamasical Garbhavritti Krama? So you have observed that in third month, सर्वांग प्रत्यंग विभागः सूक्ष्मो भवति इति mentioned. Later in seventh month, सर्वांग प्रत्यंग विभागः प्रव्यक्ततरो भवति इति mentioned. So from third month when it is सूक्ष्म till the seventh month when it is becoming the pravyaktatara, there is a developmental process happening between these duration. So in this duration, the koshta is developed, koshthangas are developed. So when koshthangas are developed, at that time, whichever dosha dominates and influences on the koshta, so such type of koshta he will become. So it need not be dependent on the prakriti. So a vata prakriti person can develop mrudu koshta also. A vata prakriti person can develop madhyama koshta also. It is possible. So kapha prakriti person can develop krura koshta also, because the koshtangas are developed separately at that duration, during the gestation period from third to seventh month. Whereas Prakriti is decided in the beginning only. However, Prakriti has got a different explanation further, but I am speaking about Shukra Shvanita Prakriti only. So Shukra Shvanita Prakriti, Kala Garbhashya Prakriti, Maturahara Vikara Prakriti, these are explained in Prakriti related explanation in Vimanasthana only, that you can refer further. Likewise, evam pitta vibhuta ityadau api vyakhyam. Like that, we have to understand pitta vibhuta also. Someone has a spurti matter.
Sir, in the shloka they are given Vatalanam, no sir. Here
Yes.
Vatala means if not Prakriti, then what we have to consider, sir?
No, Vatala is Vata Prakriti only. What he is telling here, Vatalanam tu Vatabhibhute Agnitisthane Vishama Bhavanti Agneya. So Vatalanam is Vata Prakriti only. For that commentary, what Chakraparni is saying is, Vatalanam api yadeva agnyatishthanoupagato vatena kriyate. Just see the commentary of the last line. Vatalanam api, though he is a Vatala Purusha, yadeva, whenever or when agnyatishthana upagato vatena kriyate. Agnyatishthana upagata means it is coming and influencing on it. By the Vata only when it is influencing, Tadeva Vaishamyam Bhavati. Then only it becomes Vishama. Like that it is said. So here we get in the Gadya when we are reading by the Charaka, we don't see that Vatalanantu Vatabhibhuti Agnisthane Vishama Bhavanti Agneya. It is said, no? It is understandable that directly it is the Vatala Purusha, Vata will dominate on the Agnisthana and becomes Vishama. But in the commentary, what he is telling, Yadeva, whenever the Vata influences on the Agnisthana, then it becomes the Vishama in Vatala Purusha. If that means what we understand out of it in inversely is like the Dvanitartha Vikaratas. What we understand in Vatala Purusha, if Vata doesn't influence, what to do? If Vata doesn't influence on the Agnisthana, instead of that some other dosha, if it is influencing, some other Agni it can influence. So why this point was stressed? Because practically when we see the patient, the person is Vatala, but Agni is Vishama, Agni is Tikshna. Such type of different types of Agnis we have seen. Vatala person, Vishama Agni, okay, it is understandable, Vata only has influence on Agnisthana. But in Vatala Purusha, some people we have seen Mandagni also. So that means in Agnisthana, Vata did not influence, perhaps the Kapha may have influenced. So like that, what it was explained by Chakrapani, I am interpreting. Why that I took the reference with the Ashtanga is, there it is much clear that Agni separately explained, Koshta separately explained, Prakriti separately explained. That is explaining, he is indicating that all three are the independent components only. So Vata Prakriti person having the Vishama Agni, having the Krura Koshta, possible. Vata Prakriti person having Tikshna Agni, having Mrudu Koshta is also a possibility. So that is evident in that first chapter. Here he is trying to explain in the same language. Gadya is not explaining in that. So commentary is explaining in that. So this is what I elaborated that point.
Thank you.
Tatra Kechitamu. There some people say, I am reading the 30th Gati. Na samavata pitta shleshpano jantavaha santi vishamaha rupa yogitvan manushyana. तस्माच्च वातप्रकृतयः केचित् पित्तप्रकृतयः केचित् पुनः श्लेष्मप्रकृतयो भवन्ति. So some people say that samavata pitta shleshmano jantavaha na santi. There is no person like samavata pitta shleshma. Some people say vishamaharo ahara upayogitvan manushyam. Vishamahara, they are not using the same type of ahara, different types of ahara they eat because of that only. तस्माच्च वातप्रकृतयः केचित् पित्तप्रकृतयः केचित् पुनः श्लेष्मप्रकृतयो भवन्ति. So some people will be vata, some people will be pitta and kapha prakriti. So like that it will happen according to some people. Tacca anupapannam, that is untrue, that is not true. Kasmat karanat, why? For what reason? For what reason it is untrue? Samavata pitta shleshmanam hi अरोगमिच्छन्ति विषजः. यतः प्रकृतिश्च आरोग्यम् आरोग्यार्था च भेषज प्रवृत्तिः सा चेष्टरूपा तस्मात् सन्ति समवातपित्तश्लेष्माणः. न खलु सन्ति वातप्रकृतयः पित्तप्रकृतयः श्लेष्मप्रकृतयो वा. So what he said, it is available only vataprakriti, pittaprakriti, such are not there. Samavata pitta kapha prakriti is also available. How? तच्च अनुपपन्नं कस्मात् कारणात् समवातपित्तश्लेष्मानं हि आरोग्यमिच्छन्ति विषयः. So when the person is samavata-pitta-kapha, then it is expected that he is aroga. Then yataha prakritischa arogyam arogyartha cha beshja pravrutti, by which samavata-pitta arogya is expected, arogyartha cha beshja pravrutti sa cheshta rupa. That means if that was not existing, if samavata-pitta-shleshma is not at all existing, then there is nothing called arogya then. Hope you understand. So if it is arogya on which the target, to set as a target, Bishak makes the pravrutti. That means treatment is given to achieve the normalcy only. To achieve the normalcy, that is arogyatva, to attain that only, as keeping that as a standard, Bishak is making the pravrutti chikitsa. If that is not at all there, as someone has said, that samavata pitta pravrutti is not at all there, then there is no chance of pravrutti at all. So what should be the target of our treatment then? Like that, he is telling that it is about the reaching the samatva, and which is arogya, what it is, towards that only we are going to achieve. For that purpose, it is existing only. Like that, the balance between vata pitta kapha are available. It is not always imbalanced only. Balance is also available. Like that, he is trying to say. तस्य किल दोषस्य आधिक्यात् सा दोष प्रकृतिरुच्यते मनुष्यान्. So whichever the dosha adhikya is there, so those dosha prakriti uchyate manushyan. न च विकृतेषु दोषेषु प्रकृतिस्तत्त्वम् उत्पद्यते. By the vikrita doshas, prakriti is not made. Tasmad na eta prakritaya santi. That's what, these are not called as prakriti. Santi tu khalu vatala pittala shleshmalascha aprakritisthaastu te gnaya. So when they are actually vatala pittala shleshmala, when they are increased, if it is identified as vatala pittala shleshmala, it should be understood as aprakriti only. That means they are not the normal one only. Like that only we have to identify. Like that the explanation comes. The commentary: Vishamaharopayogitvaditi na ayam purushas tuladhara dhrita iva aharam upayogite. So Vishamahara, what it is spoken here, Vishamahara upayogitvan manushyanam, they are telling, doesn't mean that person should always weigh the ahara and eat. It doesn't mean so. Chakarpani is telling. Vishamahara means it is like sometimes I eat 2 chapati, tomorrow I may eat 4 chapatis. Like that, it may be different. So it doesn't mean that you should always weigh the food and eat. It doesn't mean. Tuladhara dhrita iva aharam upayukte. Tena avashyam atra vatadishu anyatamo api dosho vikrito bhavanti iti bhava. By that, vatadishu anyatamo api dosha. By that, so many other doshas also may happen. Not only the vata-pitta-kapha doshas, there can be other dosha, means not tridosha I am talking. Other dosha means there can be other problems may also occur, not only the dosha vritti, generally. इति भावः। समवातपित्तश्लेष्माणम् इत्यादिना अस्ति तावत् आरोग्यं पुरुषेषु वैद्यव्यवहारसिद्धम् इति दर्शयति। समवातपित्तश्लेष्माणम् इत्यादिना अस्ति तावत् आरोग्यं पुरुषेषु. So in Purusha, when Arogyartha pravritti happens, so for that purpose, Samavata Pitta Shleshma such status should also be present because of the Vaiti Vyavaharartha. Tena Yadrik idam doshanam kala kashtadi vaishamyam parityajya avirbhuta vikarakarittvena adurantaram samyamishyate. So the meaning is kala kashtadi vaishamyam. They are not speaking about Vishamata in kala and kashta. What is kala? What is kashta? They are actually the minute classification of the kala. Kala means it is about small durations are called as kala, and then when a group of kala is called as kashta, and then later a group of kashta is called as a kshana. Like that, it is a classified kshana. Then the matra we call it as, that is one eye blink, 10 matra we call it as. Like that, it becomes like nimisha, it becomes ghati, it becomes divasa. Like that, the kala is expansion. Like that, kala kashta means the minute classification of the kala. So kala kala yor kashtadi vaishamyam parityajya. So vishamata will be happening, the fluctuation of the dosha may be happening in the kala kashta levels also. That means like small timings only. Now I am taking the session. So some time ago it was vata was less. Now continuously speaking, vata may have increased a bit. Like that, it may be fluctuating. Parityajya, that means excluding such type of fluctuations. Grossly they are speaking about the samatva vishamatva. Parityajya avirbhuta vikarakarittvena adurantaram samyamishita. So keeping all those things, keeping that also into mind, samyatva they are taking collectively. It is not about each small duration also it is taken for fluctuation and set. It is about grossly when samyatva is spoken, it is grossly they are taking. Samyamishita. Tadrat eva prakrutavapi samyak astyeveti bhavaha. Like that only, prakrutavapi. In the prakriti also, it will be present in the like that only, like minor fluctuations is just ignored. Like that. Anyetu vaishamyam nadriyanta eva vyapadeshya roga janakatvat. So otherwise vishamatva is just ignored only. It is not taken into consideration and all. Vyapadeshya arogya janakatvat. When they dominate, when they come up, then the roga kartritva will come for them. Dosha prakriti, dushta dosha bhavita prakriti. Dosha prakriti means it is about how the dosha behaves when they are the dushta. So that is about the dosha prakriti. Next, 14th one. Tesham tu kalu chaturvidhanam purushanam chatvari anupranidhanani shreyaskarani bhavanti tatra samasarvadhatunam sarvakarasamam adhikadoshanam tu trayanam yathasvam doshadikyam abhisamikshya dosha pratikula yogini त्रीणि अनुप्रणिधानानि श्रेयस्कराणि भवन्ति यावदग्नेः समीभावात् समेतु सममेव कार्यम् एवं चेष्टा भेषजप्रयोगाश्च अपरे तान् विस्तरेण अनुव्याख्यास्यामि. So what they are speaking, Tesham tu kula chaturvidhana purushanam. Those 4 types of, that is samavata, pitta, shleshma, vata, pitta and shleshma. So chaturvidha purusha, chatvari anupranidhanani shreyaskarani bhavanti. So for them, 4 types of the pravrutti also should be as a chikitsartha, we have to prayatna. Pravrutti, pranidhana means the prayatna, the pravrutti. Pranidhanani shreyaskarani bhavanti. It is suitable for the chikitsartha. Tatra samasarvadhatunam sarvakarasamam adhikadoshanam tu trayanam yathasvam doshadikyam abhisamikshya dosha pratikula yogini treeni anupranidhanani shreyaskarani bhavanti. So if it is sarvakarasama, if it is from all the ways it is sama, then maintain that. If any dosha is vritti, then reduce it. If it is chaya, it is to be increased, like that. So based on the dosha, doshadikyam abhisamikshya, after observing the whichever the dosha is adikya, dosha pratikula yogini treeni anupranidhanan shreyaskarani. So pravrutti, which is pratikula for that vritta dosha or the kshina dosha, so we have to do the चिकित्सा श्रेयस्कर, that is the श्रेयस्कर भवति. यावदग्नेः समीभावः, until the agni becomes a sama. So same to samaveva karya. If it is sama, then samatva only is the karya. That means to maintain that samatva only is the karya. Evam cheshtan veshaja prayogascha apare. So such type of cheshta, that means the chikitsa, veshaja prayogascha apare. So such type of prayoga or the cheshta means chikitsa, veshaja prayoga is a part of chikitsa. All these pravrutti should be towards attainment of the samatva only. Tan vistarena anuvyakhyasya. That individual dosha, how to handle, that will be explained. Vistarena anuvyakhyasya means vistarena we are going to explain it further. Commentary. Doshe pravrutte pratikulateya yogini. Dosha pratikula yogi. So dosha pravrutte pratikulateya yogini means yoga means it is the yojana, how we are going to plan towards the pratikulatva. Whichever the dosha pravrutta is there, pratikula pravrutti is yoga or the yojana. That is dosha pratikula yogi. Trini means vatapitta shleshma pratikula. Trini means it is about the for three of them it is a pratikula. What it is you are going to make, that is vatapitta shleshma pratikulani, that is the trini. Sametu iti samatam gate vannau yathochita vidhanena vata prakrutyadinam samameva anupranidhanam kartavyam. So sametu iti samatam gate vannau. So same, that means the word sama word is used, that is for the samatva gate of the agni. Till there we have to yathochita vidhanena, whatever is the uchita vidhana, whatever is the suitable vidhana, samameva anupranidhanam kartavyam. Samatva only we have to attain. Such type of pravrutti only we have to do. Just a minute. एवं इत्यनेन प्रकारेण चेष्टा भेषजयोरपि प्रयोगा वातादीनां भवन्ति. ये तु एवं इत्यनेन चतुर्विधा विधेयनोक्तेन प्रकारेण इति वदन्ति. That means for 4 types of pravrutti for based on the dosha that he is speaking. Evam ityanena chaturvidhena uktena. So ukta chaturvidha prakarena is ukta chaturvidha means the what it was told chaturvidha prakara based on the dosha pravrutti also. ते समप्रकृतीनां च समव्यायामादिचेष्टा भेषजं तु ऋतुचर्या विधेयं वमनादिकारकं सूच्यते अनेनेति व्याख्यानयन्ति. So samaprakriti, samavyayamadicheshta, just like in Rutucharya, how to maintain it, that is based on the Rutucharya or Vamanadikaraka Suchate, that means based on the Rutushodhana, that is what he is trying to indicate by means of the Samakarya. Trayastu Purusha Bhavanti Aturaha te tu Anatura Tantrantaryanam Vishajam. So te tu Anaturaha Tantrantaryanam Vishajam. Trayastu Purusha Bhavanti Aturaha. 3 types of atura, 3 types of purusha will become the atura. Te tu anaturaha tantrantariyana vishjam. Some in tantrantara it is said as anatura. We will see what it is further. Tadyata vatalaha pittalaha shleshmalascheti. Tesham idam vishesha vidhanam vatalasya vatanimittaha pittalasya pittanimittaha shleshmanimitta vyadaya prayena balavantascha bhavanti. So vatala purusha will be having vatanimitta vyadi or shleshmala purusha will be getting the shleshmanimitta vyadi prayena balavantascha. That means usually it will be balavan in those people. I mean shleshma prakriti person will be usually shleshma vikaras will be usually more like that only. So when praya word is used, it is about the probability always. That means it doesn't mean that Vata Prakriti person should always get Vata Vikritis only. You can get Pitta Vikritis also. So Prayena Balavantascha Bhavati. So usually it will be Balavan like that. Tatra Vatalasya Vata Prakopanani Aseva Manasya Chipram Vata Prakopam Apatyate. So in Vatala Purusha, Vata Prakopa when he takes, then Chipram Vata Prakopam Apatyate na Tata Itaro Dosha. Not other dosha by the Vata Prakopanani. Let's see in the commentary, he speaks it better. स तस्य प्रकोपमापन्नो यथोक्तैर्विकारैः शरीरम् उपतपति बलवर्णसुखायुषाम् उपघाताय. So that prakopa, when it attains, yathoktayirvikaraihi shariram upatapati, as it is explained means previously explained vikara, by those vikaras sharira upatapa, it means by spoiling the balavarna sukha and ayu. Tasya avajayanam, how to win over such type of vikara. Sneha svedo vidhi yuktam मृदूनि च संशोधनानि स्नेहोष्ण मधुर अम्ल लवण युक्तानि तद्वत् अभ्यवहार्याणि अभ्यंग उपनाह उद्वेष्टन उन्मर्दन परिषेक अवगाहन संवाहन अवपेडन वित्रासन विस्मापन विस्मारण. So these are all the different types of how to cure the treatment he is telling. Avajayanam, how to win over it. सुरासव विधानं स्नेहाश्च अनेक योनयो दीपनीय पाचनीय वातहर विरेचनीय उपहिताः तथा शतपाकाः सहस्रपाकाः सर्वशश्च प्रयोगार्थाः बस्तयः बस्तनियमः सुखशीलता चेत्. So these are all the methods of or the different procedures to win over the vata. So I don't think it should be elaborated here in this context. Na tatetro, commentary, na tatetro doshau iti satya api hetu sevaya ityartha. Na tatetro doshau iti. That means though vatala purusha is, by the hetu sevana, other dosha can also increase. That means by vatala purusha, vatalahara sevana, it is about, it is Chitram Vata Prakopam Apadyate. Of course, Na Tataitara dosha means here, it is indicating that by the Hetu Sevana, itara doshas can also aggravate. Anyata Vata Prakopana Sevaya Vata Pitta Shleshmano Vrittireva Nasti. So that if he is consuming the Vata Prakopa, it shows as if Pitta and Shleshma doesn't get Vritti at all. No, it is not so. By the Nidana Sevana, it can also get Prakopa. वित्रासनादयो यद्यपि वातकारकाः तथापि वातजनितोन्माद विनाशकत्वेन चोक्ता इति ज्ञेयम्. So vitrasana means to threaten the patient. If the unmada person is there, if we do the trasana, so then that vitrasana is actually vatakopa. Then how it can be a treatment? So vitrasanadayo yadyapi vatakarakaः तथापि वातजनित उन्माद विनाशकत्वेन चोक्ता इति ज्ञेयम्. That vitrasana procedure is actually vataja unmada that is told as a treatment. Unmadehi vitrasanadi beshajam abhideyuktam tena yati shamam tasya sarvato viplatam manah. How it is going to act as a treatment? Because it is going to divert the mind. Viplatam manah, that means it is going to shift over the focus. So in Vataja Unmada, he will be hyperactive. So by the Vitrasana, suddenly his focus will change towards the threat. So by that only, the dosha, though it is Vatakara, so it is given as a treatment. Iti. Sarvashaha prayogartha iti pana abhyanga basthyadibihi prayojaniya ityartha. So prayogartha sarvashaha means pana abhyanga, all these are to be employed. Basti niyama iti basto yatokta niyama seveta ityartha. So basti niyama means yatokta basti vidhi. So there is a procedure, the principle explained for the basti, that has to be followed. Kimva basti niyama shabdena siddhau vakshamana karmakala yoga rupam basti sankhya niyamam kartavyataya dashyati. So siddho means in siddhisthana there is a karmakala yoga basti rupa, there is a method also it is explained, that also be employed, such type of kartavyataya dashyati. So that also a methodical application of the basti is also understandable. Pakshatihi trimshat mataha karmasu basti yogaha kalastato ardhena tatascha yogaha iti. So such type, that shloka is present in siddhisthana. Sukhashilata satata sukhasevitvam. So satata sukhasevana is a treatment for the vatakopa. So that is what is the sukhasevana. Pittalasyapi pitta prakopanani asevamanasya chitram pittam prakopamapatyate. So again, na tathetaro dosha. Similarly, it is understandable. तदस्य प्रकोपमापन्नं यथोक्तैः विकारैः शरीरम् उपतपति बलवर्णसुखायुषाम् उपघाताय. So in the similar way, yathoktha vikara it will produce and make the upatapa of the sharira by spoiling the balavarna and ayu. Tasya avajayanam, how to win over that type of pitta. Sarpishpanam, sarpishacha snehanam, that means with the sarpi, if you make the snehana, that means the different kalpanas using this sarpi. Adashcha doshaharanam, that is virechana. Muduratikta kashaya shitanam cha aushadha abhyavaharyanam upayogah. This type of ahara upayoga. Mrutu madura surabhi shita hridyanam gandhanam cha upasena. Surabhi means it is a fragrance. So shita hridyanam gandhanam, such type of gandha upasevana. That means to get exposed to such type of fragrance. Mukta manihara valinam cha Parama Shishiravari Samsthitanam Dharanam Urasa. So the mani adi, it is kept in Parama Shishira, that means very cold water, then wearing it on the uras. Kshane Kshane Agra Chandana Priyangu Kaliya Mrinala Shita Vata Varibihi Utpala Kumuda Kokanada Saugandhika Padma Anugataischa Varibihi Abhiprokshanam. So these dravya Kshane Kshane Abhiprokshanam. So repeated sprinkling of the water which is kept in which these dravyas are kept in. Shruti, Sukha, Mrudu, Madhura, Mano Anuganam cha Geeta Vaditranam Shravanam. So music or the songs and all which is pleasing and soft and which is actually liked by the person should be heard. Shravanam cha Abhyudayanam. Abhyudayanam Shravanam. Listen only the good things about the positive things only. Sukrutbihi samyogaha. Stay with or get befriended with the people who are positive. I mean, who are friendly. Sukrut means it is the friendly. Samyogash cheshtabhihi stribihi. Shitopahitamshu hitamshuka sraddharanibihi. That means keep in touch with the stree who is like the Shitopahita Hitamshu, that means who is wearing the one which is the Shita. Amshu means it is exposure to the cold. This Amshu means it is a Rashmi. So moon rays when he is exposed to such type of Shitamshu, Stree, it should be come in contact with. Srak means it is the mala. So Srak Dharanibi, such type of cool mala dhara, if that woman is wearing, such type should be in contact with. Nisha Karamshu Shitala Pravata Harmyavasana. So stay in a comfortable place or in a very pleasing or in a rich place. Harmya means it is the rich one. So Harmyavasana means not that we have to go and stay in a rich person's home. It is not so. So stay comfortably like that in a sofa like that. We sit like that. Nisha Karamshu Shitala Pravata. So such type of cold pravata it has to be sit in like a balcony or sitting in such type of way you have to sit in. Shailantara Pulina Shishira Sadana Vasana Vyajana Pavana Sevana. So such type of Shailantara Pulina Shishira Sadana Vasana Vyajana Pavana Sevana. So like different types of cold like cloth it can be. Vyajana means it is a fan and Sadana means it is a place like that. Shishira it is cold. Upasevana. So such type of sevana has to be made. Ramyanam cha upavananam sukha shishira surabhihi marutopahitanam upasevanam. Again, similar kind of exposure. Sevanam cha padmotpala nalina kumuda saugandhika pundarika shatapatra astana. So holding that padma adi. Saumyanam cha sarvabhavanam iti. So all exposure, all the materials around should be in the saumya. So such type of exposure should be for the person. Yathoktayariti Maharogadyaya Uktahi. Yathoktayhi Vikara, it is mentioned. So that is Maharogadyaya Sutrasthana, it is explained, those Vikaras. Athascha Doshaharanamiti Virechana. Virechana Adityartha. So we said that Virechana it is. Agrachandana means Dhavala Chandana. So it's a drug. Hastanam iti Kalapana. Kalapana means It is about the kalapa, that means about the event or the music, or sitting in and watching the different events. Such type of kalapa they are speaking about. Hastana means. श्लेष्मलस्यापि श्लेष्मप्रकोपणानि आसेवमानस्य क्षिप्रं श्लेष्मप्रकोपम् आपद्यते न तथेतरो दोषो स तस्य प्रकोपम् आपन्नो यथोक्तैर्विकारैः शरीरम् उपतपति बलवर्णसुखायुषाम् उपघातानि. Again, in the similar lines we have to understand it. तस्य अवचयनं विधियुक्तानि तीक्ष्णोष्णानि संशोधनानि, as it is explained विधि like that तीक्ष्ण उष्ण and संशोधन, रुक्षप्रायाणि च अव्यवहार्याणि, रुक्षप्राय आहार consumption of that, कटुक तिक्त कषायोपहितानि, such type of rasa, तथैव धावन लंघन प्लवन परिसरण जागरण नियुक्त व्यवाय व्यायाम उन्मर्दन स्नान उत्सादन, all these procedures विशेषतः तीक्ष्णानां दीर्घकाल स्थितानां च मद्यानाम् उपयोगः. For long also very old madya which has to be consumed, like that it is said. स धूमपानः सर्वशश्च उपवासः. So धूमपान, not the present available cigarettes. It is about the dhuma, means the dhuma we have to with the proper kafagna dravya, and that dhumapan we have to do. Sarvashashcha upavasah. So upavasa, all types of upavasa we have to do. Tatha ushnam vasah, that means stay in a warm place. Sukha pratishedascha, sukhartam evit. Sukha should be avoided for the purpose of sukha. That means sukha should be avoided. I mean, sitting very comfortably should be avoided by kapha vikriti person. To attain the sukha. To attain the sukha means to attain the health. Now the commentary. Shleshma vijayartham rukshaseva hitattvena rukshaniti vaktavye yet ruksha prayaniti karoti. Ruksha praya means because of the ruksha which is against the shleshma. For winning over the shleshma, rukshaseva hita. For that purpose, it should be used. Tena atyartha rukshannasya vata anugunatvena tata dhatu aposhakatvena cha asevya tashet. So what he is telling, it is not about the atyartha ruksha. If atyartha ruksha is consumed, then vata anugunatvena and adhatu poshakatvena, vata will be increased, and also it doesn't, atyartha ruksha doesn't make the dhatu poshana. Hence, that is not indicated. So ruksha means it should be a little ruksha, it is not absolutely too much of ruksha. Uktam hi rasavimane stigdamashniyaat stigdam hi bhuktam swadate bhuktam audaryam agnim udireti. Udara agni, it will be making the deepana. Digdahara should be consumed and it produces the swadate, means it produces the swada, that means the taste, increases the taste. Ityad. Langanam upluktyagamana. Langana means it is what Langana word he has used in the Gadya, that means upluktyagamana. Upluktya means to bend forward and move. That is the upluktyagamana. Then parisaranam kundala rupa brahmana. Parisaranam is like a round shape you are moving, such type of movement. This is for kapha shamana. Sarvashashcha upavasa iti sarvalangana. So sarvashashcha upavasa means all types of langana we have to adopt here. What are those all types of langana? Yaduktam Chatushprakara samshuddhi pipasa marutatapo pachanani upavasascha vyayamishchetanantara. So it is explained in Sutrasthana 22nd chapter. That is the Chatushprakara samshuddhi, 4 types of samshuddhi, then pipasa, maruta, atapa, pachana, upavasa and vyayama. All these are coming under the word lankana. So any of all types of these are useful for the purpose of kapha. Upavasa shabdo hi atra langane vartate. Upavasa, what it is said, that means we have to take it as a lankana. Sukhartam iti ayati sukhartam. Sukhartam means, for the purpose of sukha means, ayati sukhartam means the sukha which is actually coming to you. For that purpose you have to leave the sukha. Sukha pratishedhat hi shleshma kshaye bhute shleshma vikara bhava lakshanam sukham bhavati. When shleshma vikara will become abhava, that is a sukha for the person. For that purpose, sukha has to be left out. That's the meaning. Bhavati chatra sarvaroga visheshajnah sarvakarya visheshavit sarvabeshaja tatvagno rajnah pranapatat bhavediti. So the person who is a known person who knows all types of roga vishesha, and the one who is who knows about all the karya vishesha, and also all types of Beshaja Tattva. He is Pranapati for the Raja. That means who is suitable for the protection of the Raja, who is actually good for the Raja. यथोक्ताध्याय ज्ञानादेव सर्वरोगाभिघ्नं स्तौति सर्वेत्यादि प्राणान् पाति रक्षतीति प्राणपति. So the person who saves from the pranapati, that means falling of the prana, means losing of the prana, the one who makes the raksha from such type of endangering the life, that person is called as the pranapati. One who protects the person from the loss of the life. That means who is savior. So that he is called as pranapati. तत्र श्लोकाः प्रकृत्यन्तरभेदेन रोगानीकविकल्पनं परस्पराविरोधश्च सामान्यं रोगदोषयोः दोषसंख्याविकाराणाम् एकदेशप्रकोपनं जरणं प्रतिचिन्ता च कायाग्नेर्दुक्षणानि च नराणां वातलादीनां प्रकृतिस्थापनानि च रोगानीके विमाने अस्मिन् व्याहृतानि समहर्षेण. So in this chapter, what all things covered is summarized. Prakrutyantara bhedena roganika vikalpana. Prakrutyantara, that means in this present context, how, on what context, on what basis the roga vikalpa, roga samuhas are explained. Paraspara virodascha samanyam roga doshayoh. Paraspara virodha dosha and rogas are also explained. Dosha sankhya vikaranam ekadesha prakopana. So all these are explained in ekadesha prakopana, vikaras and dosha sankhya are explained. Jaranam pratichinta cha kayagner tukshana cha. That is about the Jarna Pratichinta, means about how it should be for the Jarna Prati, how it is the what has to be looked for towards, that is the Samatva that need to achieve those points. Kayagni Tukshananicha. So Kayagni, that enhancement of the Kayagni related, those things are also explained. How to improve the Agni is not spoken. So those matters are explained about the Kayagni. Narana Vataladina Prakriti Sthapananicha. Roganiki Vimani Asmin. Narana Vataladi Prakriti person. Prakriti Sthapana means it is the Chikitsa. How it is to be attained, those procedures are explained. Roganiki Vimani Asmin Vyakritani Mahasha. So Vyakritan is here about, he has elaborated these points in this Roganika Vimana by the Maharshi. इति अग्निवेश कृते तंत्रे चरकप्रति संस्कृति विमानस्थाने रोगानिक विमानं नाम षष्ठोऽध्यायः. So Agnivesh Krita Tantra, Jaraka Pratisamskuta, Agnivesh Krita Tantra, and in Vimanasthana, Roganika Vimanam, Shashto Adhyaya iti. That means this is the Roganika Vimanam Shashtatyaya. Sangrahe Jarayati iti Jarano Vannihi. Jarayati iti Jaranaha Vannihi. Jarayati iti, that means the ahara, it is going to make the paka. Hence it is called as Vanni. Tam Pratichinta Agnishu. Ityadina Krita. Tam Pratichinta. The Chinta towards that Agni is called as the Pratichinta. That is Agnishu word when they are using. Ityadina Krita. Prakriti Sthapana niti Beshaja. Prakriti Sthapana means it is the Beshaja they were talking about. Iti Sri Chakrapani Datta Virachitayam, Charakatatparya Tikayam, Ayurveda Deepikayam, Vimanasthani, Roganika Vimanam, Shishtuvatyaya. Thus, we are concluding the Roganika Vimanam as well as the Ayurveda Deepika Vyakhya of the Roganika Vimanam by the Chakrapani Datta also. So, I think I have covered all the points with the commentary, and I have explained as much I could understand the chapter as well as the comment. Okay, so whatever is maybe the mistake in my explanation will be purely mine. Okay, it is not about the Shastra. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
May I exit? Shall we conclude?